welcome to the ADLR Podcast, episode 58. Joined by Brian De La Rosa, sipping on his milk, I think.
It's more than
Oh, nice. It's a lot whiter than I know.
I have a bright light on it, and it's a little healthier version.
Okay. So not the OG one. Kelsey joining us. And then Randall in the background checking out his timeline. How you doing?
Pretty good.
You doing pretty good? You got your script there? Reading off the script. First time on Mixer this podcast. Well, now we're in a new home. We left Twitch behind because why not? You know? Yeah. Let me get through this housekeeping. We can support the show at patreon.com/ADLRplays. What happened, Roy? You reacted. Or if you want, you can donate to Extra Life at extralife.adlrplays.com. All the proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And you, as always, you can go to topics.adlrplays.com if you want to request a topic for us to talk about in future episodes. Not this episode. And yeah, I guess we swapped over. I swapped over, like this week. Was it this week? This Monday? Yesterday, yeah.
Last week.
Was it last week?
Mm-hmm. You remember you're playing
Overwatch. You're right. Yeah, I started off last week after last week's podcast. Switched over. I'd be lying if I didn't say Ninja moving over didn't push me to do it. So I'm like, you know what? He's making smart moves here. Mixer's. He's gonna bring in a lot more people. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's at this point
I think it was
join in.
Dr. Disrespect that said that he moved a lot of people over there, but if Mixer doesn't invest in more big streamers, it's just gonna dwindle back down since it's only one out of many on Twitch.
That can go either way. That doesn't really necessarily make sense because if more people they just might gravitate to somebody else who they think is awesome and they get pushed up, and especially for people who are not streaming in Ninja's schedule. Like when he comes on, I'm sure he's gonna take all the viewers again. But when he gets offline, those people are, unless they're gonna just F Mixer and get off, they're like, oh, who else can I watch? Or if he hosts someone, he has a lot of power to
I
bring someone else.
Did you see what Twitch did with his Twitch channel?
No, what did they do?
They turned it into like a channel that highlights other Fortnite players. Basically, the Fortnite, the hype channels on Mixer, they turned his into one for Fortnite.
But it's not automated. Is it Is it automated like Hype Zone?
I think so. But they still have his old archived streams and clips and stuff like that on there.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming he was partnered with them, so they own it. That's the content they own. But yeah, now we're here on Mixer. Hopefully you guys can set up a Mixer account, get on here, give us a follow. I guess not us. For now, it's just me. But I think Brian is moving over someday this year.
As soon as someone gives me $68 on my Twitch account so I can get the payout so I can leave.
And yeah.
I'll probably end up moving that direction soon. Like I really haven't had any time, and I really haven't had anything that I've wanted to stream. So not really sure.
Why don't you stream 3M? The hell is it called?
Three Houses.
3 Houses, 3 Emblems. Fire Emblem.
Capture card, right?
I don't have a capture card now.
Man, you can walk to Best Buy, get yourself an Elgato HD 60S. Not an ad, but hey, if you want to sponsor me in the future, Mixer, hey, not Mixer, Elgato. Yeah, you can go grab one. I mean, granted, it's not cheap; it's like 100 and something. But if you want to stream stuff from the Switch, I highly recommend it. It works flawlessly. Okay, not flawless. It works. It's a plug and play. It works. OBS already supports it. It's great. I use it for my consoles. Now that we have that ad that I'm not getting paid for. Yeah, well, last week, what did I do? Play some Overwatch with Brian, got that final skin for Reinhardt. I think it was just 3 weeks of skins, right? They don't have one for this week.
I don't know if that's a permanent thing or not.
I know they said 3 of them.
I can load it up right now and check.
I guess go give it a shot. But if I'm not mistaken, it was just 3 weeks of skins. I missed the first week. We got the May one. Was it May? Yeah, I think it was May. No, it wasn't May. It was May.
So yeah, we got one for May and then Reinhardt.
And then Reinhardt, yeah.
I think the one before that was a Baptiste one.
Oh, great. I definitely missed it because I don't have any skins for him.
I don't either.
But yeah, we don't have anything to add, but we talked about Overwatch the last episode. It feels great now that I took a break from it. I don't know when I'm going to stream it again because Battlefield's still updating challenges every week, and the game's fire, and it has its hooks on me. What else has its hooks on me? I've been playing during lunch is my Switch, playing what is it? The Adventure Mode Spirit, but on the New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to finish
World
it.
of Light.
Yeah, World of Light. That's what it is. Because there's still like 3 challenges left under that page, and I think it's just start a New Game Plus, which I did. Get all the skills to unlock. Like you can use the. I got that today, and the last 2 is beat the last battle without dying, and beat the last thing without dying as Ganondorf. So I guess in the final battle, I'm just gonna pick Ganondorf, see if I can get both of those.
I almost did it. I tried it on my own. I almost did it. A little bit of health left. I had a bunch of damage with Ganon, and I couldn't recover because his recovery's trash, so I died.
Gotcha. I think the quickest I've done one of those stickers is like I got there's one where if you eat something, there's one that's like you're fighting someone who spawns a lot of food. And then there's like a sticker you can add to your character that if you eat food, you like your stats increase. And as soon as I eat the food, and it just like 2-shot the person, and I'm like victory. It's great.
There's no more skin thing for Overwatch.
Great.
That's part of the event.
Okay, well that's unfortunate. I mean, we still have a bunch of skins to get anyway. Speaking of Switch, me, Randall, and Brian got our hands on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. We finally sat down. What do you mean gross? What does she know what's gross about that game? The camera is super gross in that game.
Yuck.
It's that camera. Okay, let's start with UI and camera. Camera's dog trash. As in, you don't have any control of it. You don't have control of it. Depending on where you go, the camera controls itself. Sometimes there was a boss battle where we did. Who was it? Was it Doctor Strange? No, it wasn't Doctor Strange.
Bullseye.
Oops.
Was it Bullseye?
The boss we had a fight.
I think it was
one room, and there's a bunch of armor.
I thought we were in the Dark Dimension. Dormammu.
No.
I think it was Dormammu huge, and we had to explode him with. He would hit like we had to get those balls, the things that give us like invincibility, but you charge up the. On that one, it's a huge Dormammu, and the camera's way back here, and like tilted down like head on, so you can't. The depth perception is almost absent. So you're thinking you're at the edge, so you can throw the stupid rock thing, and nope, you still had a couple more feet. So it just does this, and falls down, and you just wasted your time. You don't know what's gonna hit you unless it's like a thing on the bottom. Anyway, besides the camera, the UI, mappable buttons. How is that not a standard in 2019?
Mappable buttons? Is that what
Yes,
you said?
mappable buttons, button remapping.
I mean, what game has mappable buttons?
Any PC game. Just about any
Bros.
Smash Brothers has mappable ones. So the game is designed to literally play only on the Joy-Con, as in the UI.
There's actually been
So
several games that have been like, you can only use the Joy-Con.
no, we can use the GameCube controllers, no problem. The problem is the UI and everything is like designed solely for the Joy-Con.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there are actually quite a few. That's been one of the big complaints. Is a lot of the games are designed specifically for the Joy-Con, or that, if you have the Joy-Cons and another controller,
Mhm.
or that like controller thing, you can't use them together. You have to only use them as you turn them onto the side and use them.
Oh, so you can't. That's weird. So you can't use both of the left and right Joy-Cons, and then a Pro controller.
Right.
That's stupid.
Speaking of the Joy-Cons, mine are breaking. Mine
As
are
in,
already.
as in the
I've only
drifting
had it.
thing?
Yeah. Adam and I
Oh,
were playing. We ended up having to go get another controller for him because, like, I ended up buying a Pro controller
yeah.
for myself, and then bought him a GameCube controller because he was playing and we were playing Smash, and he like was using NES, and then did the up and B to try and get back on the thing, and the little thing just kept going up like this. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he can't get it to turn. And then there'd be times that he can't like move to the left or move to the right. And I was noticing a lot of that when I was playing.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, where I would be like running, and then all of a sudden I can't like turn to the left. I just keep going to the right, and it's just ridiculous.
Oh my goodness, I hope it doesn't happen to me. So far, so good on my Joy-Cons, but man, I'm gonna be upset.
I did
Same.
hear that they are offering to fix the stuff for free now.
Oh, that's good.
So I got to look into, you know, what that entails.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Oh, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So, story seems like to be Thanos getting the Infinity Stones, because that seems to be the hot story to do right now. He sent his Black Order. Black Order? Okay, I don't know if I was just being terrible. Excuse me. To go get the Infinity Stones. Start off as the Guardians, and you meet Proxima Midnight first. You fight her. You're introduced to the mechanics. Mechanics are, what is it? A light attack, heavy attack, block, roll, and then four
Jump.
special jump and four special skills. That's your movement and attacks. You can do synergy attacks with the other characters because there's always four people to your team. Whether they're AI controlled or human controlled, there's always four people on your team. It starts off with just the Guardians, but later, like quickly, it expands to a bunch of people, and you start unlocking them as you progress through the story. The synergy attacks is like, let's say, Star-Lord throws like a cyclone thing, looks like a twister or something, or Storm does that. Thor can throw his lightning at it, and it becomes like a lightning tornado thing, and it's more damage. Things like that. And you also have your super, like your ult, ADLR. That making sense, everyone? Okay. So it's like a soup. You have a meter for your regular mana. Like, we have to call it mana. It's not. They call it energy. It's mana for your skills. And then another meter for your like super. So you don't have to worry about like holding on to your mana just so you can do your super. It's a separate meter. It's great. With that, you can do super synergies, I guess. Which it's just really saying, hey, I just did my super. Everyone else, you can join in if you want. The animations it just becomes everyone attacking with their ult at the same time for like a lot of damage if you have them like stunned or whatever. For the enemies, there is low level enemies like that just have a regular health bar. You beat them up a couple times, it's over. You gain XP, coin, and just more resources so you can do stuff later. I'll get to. And then that's basically the two types of. And if you take a step back at a high level, it's those kind of enemies. What are you doing?
Nick just joined and asked if I still have these green bowls that my mom had from like 25 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And she gave them to me because I really like them. And he comes in and he's like, "Are you fucking serious?"
I mean, it's perfectly good bolt. Why would you throw them away?
Exactly.
They work. The heck was I talking about? Oh, the enemies. And then you have an enemy that has the stun meter, where is it like is that how Sekiro works? They have like a stun meter and it brings them down so you can stun them, or is it just to insta kill them?
Yeah.
It's just an insta kill.
Okay, but this is not to insta kill. This is just you bring down the stun meter or up. I guess you bring it down. They get stunned for like a little, depending on the enemy, a certain amount of time, and that's when you do more damage. So you do some enemies you can do damage while trying to stun them, and then some enemies like their defense is too high or whatever that you can only do damage while their thing is all the way their stun meter is depleted. Yeah, and that's when you would use the supers. not against the low level enemies, but like bosses have the same type of meters. So that becomes the loop on a boss is find a way to drop his stun meter and then just any synergy attacks you can do, or if you all have ult, use it to drain his health. You level up in this, but the leveling up, it seems to be just for difficulty, not actual. Oh, we got followed by weird TV. Who's that? It's
I
weird.
don't know, some random douchebag.
Yeah, let's get some rocks in the chat. Nice. And that's about it for the most part in terms of mechanics. It's a very simple. Oh no, the crafting. You can assign. Okay, hold on. Let me back up. They have a sphere grid kind of thing that applies to all characters. Like it's basically account based. So you spend some resources you gain in the game to upgrade like account wide, similar to like Borderlands' badass points. Excuse the terminology there. And then what is it? What do they call ISOs? Like the buffs and stuff that you can each character you can equip like
ISO 8s.
ISO 8s that you can put like small buffs. You have 4 slots for them. You can upgrade the ISO 8s through crafting and like disassemble. I think you can like disassemble some of them, right? For resources.
Yeah, you can disassemble them so that you can use this powder to upgrade your ISO 8s that you actually use, and then you can fuse them to increase the level cap for some of them.
Okay. So yeah, there's like upgrade the type for each, and then you can make builds that way. So if you want someone that does more damage using their skills, like special attack, similar to like Pokemon, where it's like special attack and regular attack. If you want them to be like super tanky, you can upgrade their defense or their resistance to special. Like in terms of making builds, it's all there. It's just the actual moment to moment attacking gets kind of stale after a while, because unless you start trying to get creative and try to air combo, like juggle a bunch of the enemies. That's at that point. By the time we stopped playing, that's what we were doing. Is how long can we keep these guys in the air while we're just bodying them with supers and stuff? And
I was trying to zone.
And Brian's trying to zone the entire time.
Body.
I'm trying to not touch. I don't know if it's like when I touch a controller, the AI knows that I'm playing. But people, they go out of the way to beat the fuck out of me. I don't know what it is.
That's something that I saw that I felt that was missing in terms of making someone like a build. There's nothing that aggroes. Like we haven't seen a character that like hits a button and aggroes people. Like I would imagine the Hulk should, hey, he like yells or something and everyone starts going after him or something. Like the AI just does whatever they want. There's no way to manipulate them. If that makes sense. Unless it's like the environment where like you throw the rocks remember that had like that Zarya thing, Brian, or like it's like a weird purple thing and it pulled them in. But there's not a lot of crowd control besides. Hopefully your move takes up a lot of like AoEs. Not takes up AoE, but like takes up a good amount of room. That's about it. Like I want to max everybody up. I think, Brian, I think I saw somewhere the max level was 100, not 50.
When the thing was 50, I don't know if you get like badass levels after or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You get the the Paragon points like you do in
Diablo.
Yeah.
I remember when me and Brian were playing Diablo on PS4, and I didn't know you can like we opened the lobby up because we're like, oh, we'll play with other people. We do rifts and stuff. I not knowing that game on PS4 is just hacked to all belief.
Yeah.
Like this is before I played the PC version, so I'm like, we're just going through rifts. I'm like leveling. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get all this my platinum trophy on it, and some dude joins, right? And I guess he had an item on him that multiplies your XP by the highest number you can think. Yeah, like the highest number you can think about. So I attack something, and the XP thing just skyrocketed. And I had like Paragon, like 800 something. I'm like, what happened? I had me and Brian stood there. We had to stop. The guy kept going doing the riff, and me and Brian like trying to put in as many points as possible, thinking that it was just like an instance thing. But those are good times.
He gave me his weapon too right after.
Yeah, and then he dropped it for us to keep leveling.
The fuck?
And then we used it. I mean, like,
you can give weapons and things in that game.
In Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can drop.
but like not if you. I mean, on the PC, not if you. Not if you join a game. Everything's like. I mean, you can drop it for other people, but only the people that are in that game. You can't just like join some random game and some dude just go, "Hey, you want this? Here you go."
I remember that's how, because we ended up getting it.
On PC, it's like there's a time limit, and if you don't drop a certain item you just picked up within that time limit, you have to keep it. Like it's like it becomes like a count bound. But
Yeah.
but on PS4, it's just whenever you have something you don't want, just throw it on the floor and they can pick it up.
Unless they patch that out. Like, I remember, like, this was earlier on when, like, the Diablo 3 came out on console. Like, we got it right away. So I'm like, oh my god, I love playing Diablo, and I like playing it with the controller. Like, it felt great on the controller. And then the addiction began.
Yeah, they, what do you call it? They, it used to be able to just trade, because they had the, what's it called? The auction house, until somebody broke that, and then people found out that you could put items up on the auction house for like a certain amount of gold, and then if you canceled the item, it would send you the item plus double whatever you had the gold up there for.
Wow.
So people were like, I mean, because gold was like everything back in the day when it first released, and people found that exploit and then immediately started like
farming
just putting
gold
stuff up there for like 2 billion, and then canceling it and getting 4 billion, because I think 2 billion was the max that you could put something up there for, and shit, what was it? And it broke the entire market, like, because Diablo 3 now is more focused on each of the characters, whereas before you had to really find like gear that was built for your type of character.
Well, yeah, those were dark times, because I think I remember reading headlines of that. Like, everyone hated Diablo 3 because of it, and it was a bad time for Diablo 3. I think it cleaned up that time when I got my hands on it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the what do you call it? Everything was super stat dependent. You had to you really had to find an item with like pure dex and like HP and some other stuff. Otherwise, if you were playing like a monk, and then playing the game was super difficult. Before they started adding in like the torment versions, there was just like normal, nightmare, hell, and then impossible. And turns out if you were playing a monk, you could spam one of his mantras that would give you and your allies this shield that just absorbed damage, and the only thing you would do is sit there and attack and spam that ability, and people were able to farm a lot of the end game content at the time because they were able to
just heal through it.
They just never took damage.
Oh, right. Just nullifying through it. That's crazy. Yeah, that's once we got that weapon, or once he joined and just ruined. He didn't ruin it. He just kind of took the leveling fun out of it, because we just skyrocketed in level. We're like, what the heck? And then I just kept going, doing the rifts in like the story mode, just so I can get the platinum. And then we ended up buying it on PC, and it was great. And I think that's, like Brian said earlier before the stream started, I think that's what Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was missing, is loot. Because right now it's just items to keep leveling. Does that make sense? Like, the loot you get here is like cosmic XP cubes that you use just to level your character. So there's nothing to, like, the builds is just the ISOs that you get. I guess that's your loot, the ISOs you get, but we don't really have a full grasp of what builds we need anyway, if it's just going to be trials at the end.
It just feels like it's not enough. Like, part of the fun of playing like those autopilot games is just, I just like loot. I just want to loot. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I just want to loot.
Yeah, and the game is fun for a short amount, like, for the amount we played. We played like a couple hours and stopped and kept watching Evo, and then played a little bit more and kept watching Evo. So we had like bursts of it, and those bursts, it's great because you level quick enough where you're like, yeah, I leveled, or now I unlocked another slot for an ISO, so maybe we can upgrade the ISOs, make small things there. But I don't know if there's going to be like, once we get to the end of it, I don't know if I'm going to like grind to get level max for everyone. I don't know.
Another thing that I'll complain about is most of the characters feel almost exactly the same. So I was basically, every time we got a new character, almost every time I switched to them just to try them, a lot of it feels the same. Even the abilities, it's like, oh, you could do this. They serve the same purpose as someone else's move. With the exception of...
Go ahead. I was going to say there's moves that are the same. Star-Lord's,
Yeah.
They just use the same and apply it to different characters. There's just,
Wasp.
it's like templates, like different character types, or like not character, they just assign the skill to different people. I guess they made a list of skills you can do, and then gave it to people.
The only
except
character
some of the
so far
characters,
that's felt unique is Doctor Strange, because he has the bind thing. He can heal your teammates even though it's trash and teammates jump away from you on purpose. They have everything he had felt way different than anyone else I played. Even the characters that I enjoy from the Marvel series were boring. Like Deadpool, I wanted more. I don't know. And the combat system is just, you press the light attack over and over again for the same combo, and then you throw a heavy, and then there's no dynamic combos. It's not like if you press light and then heavy, you get an uppercut. But if you press light, and then heavy, you roundhouse. You know what I mean?
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem to get that deep.
Because the first Ultimate Alliance, I believe, it was like that. When you press a certain order, you got certain things.
I don't remember them. It was so long ago. What about you, Randall? What'd you think? Back there, stoic like.
I agree with Brian. The first one, whichever one was on Xbox, I think that's the one I played. I played with a group of friends, and it was, in my opinion, was a lot more fun because the moves were way more robust and you could do so much. You could do combos here, but it's more like juggle combos. In the other one, you could do individual combos. Everybody had unique stuff, and they had the surfer.
And they had a
They had
surfer.
Silver Surfer.
I didn't remember. I didn't know they had a Silver Surfer.
Yeah, there's even a whole part in the first game where you have to fight Galactus, and before that, you can either just decide to, I think, side with Silver Surfer or Super Scroll to try to take him down or something like that.
So Randall never saw the Super Scroll version.
Of course not.
He just
And it felt, actually, I don't know if it was more characters, but it felt like there were a lot more characters in the first one. And when you leveled, I believe you put the actual skill points into it instead of just you level. These things are higher. You picked your skill points and you upgraded. I think you even had more abilities than just 4, but I could be wrong about that.
And also, when you would upgrade, your move would change based on how powerful it was. Versus, like, in this game, it just seems like it's
just
the
stats.
Same animation, but
Mhm.
it's quote unquote, it's more powerful.
Yeah.
In the other one, you can see a significance in, like, this dude is getting more powerful because either the attack is longer or it's just more of what he's doing, or there's the extra animation within the original animation.
Mm-hmm. In this one, when you upgrade them, it's the same boost. Level 2, it's cheaper. Level 3, oh, it hurts. Level 4, though, it's bigger.
Yeah, it's the upgrade paths are very. There's 2, I think. If it's a healing one or something, it increases the area, like Brian said, and then if it's just a regular, like an offensive one, it's a cheaper EP cost, increased damage, and then increased damage to the stun gauge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the same all across the board. So
Strange had one where for his, like, he had a cone of fire that did like multiple ticks of damage. And the last one, I haven't upgraded it to it, but it says it boosts allies' fire damage on the person that gets hit by it or something. Or it gives them fire damage. Like, if I shoot it at you, you get, like, elemental, but I haven't gotten it.
Okay, that's new.
Yeah, everybody else just felt like, oh, press the same button, and then if I want to hit him with that oomph, I press the heavy once, and then I do the ability that Star-Lord and 7 other people have.
And then there's stuff you can unlock, like the hallways and stuff, by combining the skills. I don't know. It's not like we're like it's not like we're like crapping on it, but it's like a meh version of Diablo. Like they focused on the numbers instead of the systems, if that makes sense. Like all of that. Go ahead.
The thing I can compare it to that's more accurate, it's not like Diablo, it's like playing a Lego game. Where it's very dumbed down. You're playing it just to see your characters in Lego form or in this animation form, and you're just going around just fucking around and picking up money, basically.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's that. No, you're right. That's probably better. But except 2 players is 4 now,
Mm-hmm.
and they look. I mean, visually it looks good. It's running at like a 30 FPS, but like the pre-rendered cutscenes are pretty cool. The voice acting's missed is like
No.
a not so great, but the dialogue's pretty good. The writing makes me laugh a couple times. The animation looks great on the pre-rendered scenes, and just the animations while you're fighting look passable. Like it's just all fine. It's like okay, 4-player beat 'em up, and you can level. You know.
Visually, I would not be mad if they make a Marvel Capcom 4 if it took that art style. I would not be mad.
Oh yeah, it looks great. The models are great. Like the textures are high quality. The models are pretty high quality. I thought they look great. They move around great. It's just running at 30 FPS, so it doesn't handle silky smooth like you're playing like Shovel Knight or something. But
all in all, would you recommend it to somebody else?
man,
Not
I don't
full
know.
price.
Not full. Yeah, that's a good. Thank you for saying. I'm like that full price, probably not. If you see it like I don't know, an eShop sale or something, or if you see it like at a GameStop bin somewhere, you know how they have them like for like 20-30 bucks, then yeah, then that's when I think it's like the sweet spot. But not like right off rip, nah.
It's too.
Especially since
It's-
Diablo is on the Switch.
I wonder how that plays compared to like the PC and thing.
Well, I mean, we played it on console, so I'm sure it's just like the console, but at 30 FPS.
Right.
And
maybe
I can-
better optimized, or maybe looks a little prettier. Maybe, I don't know.
On PS4,
I don't know how.
yeah.
I don't
but
know
not on-
how. I don't know how strong the Switch is in comparison to PS4, so I can't. I can't. I'm
It's-
trying to picture if it would look prettier or not, but I don't know which one's stronger.
The PS4 is stronger by a lot.
But okay, so it won't look prettier, but hey, you can have a Ganon skin.
Yeah, and that too. You could play as a Ganon.
I've thought
Yeah,
about
I guess-
going back to Diablo 3 just so I can play as the Necromancer, but I'm like, that's a lot of money for one character.
Well, how much is it?
I already
They're selling the
learned,
characters separately.
Yeah,
The
they did that
Necromancer was an
before,
expansion.
because Crusader was part of the expansion, but it was him plus content. This one, it seems like it's just a Necromancer, and I think it was something stupid. It was like 15 or something.
Oof.
He's not even that good. Like, he's so worthless.
But is he
Don't
fun
get
to
me
play?
wrong. He's interesting to play.
That's what I
but
wanna
he's
know.
not like if you've ever played Diablo 2, he is not
Like
I didn't
that?
play it.
he's not you don't summon a ton of things. Like there are some builds where you get to summon a couple of creatures,
Uh-huh.
but you're limited to like 4 things, maybe
think-
6 if you do stuff. Not like the 5 billion you could friggin' do in
Diablo
Diablo
2?
2.
That's
Like it's
unfortunate.
just really disappointing.
I think they turned the Witch Doctor into the Necromancer, and then they're like, fuck, people keep asking us for Necromancer, let's put a dead guy in there. Because the Witch Doctor can have like goons of frogs.
It depends. Oh, not frog. It depends on the build. Because there's a build you can summon like everything that you can summon at once, and I think you can double it too, depending on the build. So you can summon
what?
2 of everything in Diablo 3.
But for which characters?
Witch
Sorry.
Doctor.
The Witch Doctor. I think there's a build where you can summon everything and then double it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want little creatures to help you out, you can play a monk, and you can get Ina's mantra set, and that allows you to summon all 5 of your little spirits to help you attack, and then
Oh, okay.
wear mystic boots, I think is what they're called, and it doubles them, so you have 10. I mean, the build that I use, I get like 1,000% damage for every mystic ally that's summoned. And so I have
crap.
10,000%, increased damage because of it.
And those are the numbers that we all fall in love with when we play Diablo. We just want to see high numbers.
I think what the build I found most fun was the Archon build for the sorceress, just because I can be in that form and fly and just say freedom, and then I can just AoE explode all day.
Yeah, I remember when I was Barbarian and I was watching everyone do damage. We had our nerd talk there. Thank you, Blizzard. We can move on here. What happened?
So every time that Shannon listens to ratchet music, and I love to give her. It's my new favorite word ever since one of her coworkers mentioned it.
Okay.
And so there's this station here that only plays like
Hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, like especially a lot of the older,
like 90s.
90s, yeah, like the 90s, early 2000s stuff. And I love, you guys know this because I do this to you too. Like when Tupac comes on, I'm like, that was truly,
a great Will Smith track.
Yeah, just stupid shit like that.
I remember I almost caused a car accident.
Oh yeah, when Dove's Cry came on, and I was like, truly Tupac's greatest song.
Did she strike? Was she driving?
She almost crashed her car, and she loves that thing.
Yep. She understands my pain. Journey, don't stop believing.
God, that was hilarious.
It was Boston more than a feeling. The actual
No, it was
song.
Journey. It was Journey.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then you said Boston first, and then I was swap it in the story.
No. It's because I used to get those two songs confused, like just listening to the music.
Yeah.
And then it was on in the car, and I was like, "Hey, I know this song," and you're like, I was like, "Journey, don't stop believing." You're just like,
It took you too long to know what song that was. Oh man. I don't have a smooth transition to the next thing.
I can help you out if you're going to tell me what you're going to go to.
Randall, Fast and the Furious.
If he would have swerved, he wouldn't have had taken great care of his package of a vehicle. Anthony hit him.
I don't know if you were doing Drake there because you said care. I'm like, what? Randall. So you went to go see Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. You went to go see a kicker and
I was trying to do Drake's. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay, so I'm like, okay, good. Because I'm like, he said care. I'm like, well, okay. I guess he's talking about Drake. I said Fast and the Furious.
You said Randall. That's all you said.
I thought I said Fast and the Furious.
You like the movie, Randall, or not?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I liked it.
So tell us about it. That's it? Yeah, I liked it.
was it better than Hellboy?
Yes, way better.
Is that going to be our gauge for Randall when we ask him if something is entertaining for movies?
I think so. I mean, he really didn't have anything good to say about Hellboy. So if it's better than Hellboy, it's got to be somewhat decent.
I don't know if that's
true. Was
true.
worse.
Which one?
That he said. You guys watched the movie after that.
Yeah, there was a
the
movie
week
he saw.
after.
What was it?
High Life? High Life?
High Life. It was High Life. Mm-hmm. So if it's worse, is it worse than High Life?
What, Fast?
Yeah.
I just said it was better than Hellboy.
Okay. I'm not paying attention, obviously.
We noticed.
Just flaunting his chest hair.
Yeah, dude. I grew it yesterday, put some water on it, got some sunlight on it. Now it's growing like a...
So give us the pros and cons of the movie, Randall.
You sure you don't want to talk about Chia Pet?
We all know that Anthony is a living Chia Pet.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I scrolled to look for Chia Pet on the doc.
Yeah, I was like, did I say Chia Pet?
Yeah, I'm like, where did he get Chia Pet on this document?
I still have a depressing, non-growing Bob Ross Chia Pet over there.
I don't think you watered it correctly.
No, they just lied to me in the instructions.
Oh, okay. You give it sunlight?
They just lied to me in the instructions.
Got it. So, Randall, Fast and the Furious, we're not going through this again.
Well, I'm not the one that keeps going off topic.
Ooh.
You're also the one that doesn't talk.
I was going to say, someone's have to say it because it's a pretty obvious one here. Let's go.
So go on, Randall?
Yeah, what are you doing? Don't look at me. Look at your thoughts.
Is it sarcasm?
No. It's a show. That's what keeps the show going is the sarcasm.
Pros and cons. Pros. Idris Elba's character. I think his name was Brixton. was the highlight of the movie. Even though Jason Statham and The Rock are pretty good when it comes to action movies.
How was the chemistry between both of them? Because at this point they have to carry
The
it.
Rock and Jason Statham.
Yeah,
it picked up right after. What was the last one? Was it 7 or was it 8?
I don't remember.
forget
The
how
last
many
time I
there
remember
is.
The Rock being in one is when he was holding the minigun at the end of the movie.
I think it's 8. I think they're up to 8 now.
He was in the last. Yeah, I think it's 8.
Yeah, so he was the same chemistry that you saw between those two because they had to work together along with everybody else. It's just now it's an entire movie about that same interaction.
Okay.
This time, Deckard Shaw, which is Jason Statham's character, his sister is now involved, and his sister is like, is she CIA?
Maybe
I forget what bureau she's with, but she's with some sort of bureau.
NSA,
Yeah,
CIA,
XCOM.
FBI.
One of them. She's a little higher than FBI.
Okay, so probably CIA or NSA.
But anyway.
Umbrella Corp.
Yeah, or Umbrella
Yeah,
Corp.
I think it is Umbrella Corp.
No, it's
What,
BSAA.
Huh?
What?
What did you say?
Me? I said it's BSAA.
Wayne Enterprises.
Just part of ICE.
ICE?
No,
ICE.
it's ISIS.
Okay, before we get on the government's watch list here.
No, that's the name of the agency for Archer. That's the name of the agency. It's ISIS.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I haven't seen that. They're like on season 9 or something. I just lost interest. I haven't watched it in a while.
I
completely
can't
forgot.
watch past season like 5.
Yeah,
I can't watch the season that they do the whole what's it called, where they become a detective agency. Just can't do it. Like,
So far, we've let him say one sentence and then went off topic for 5 minutes and then got mad at him for not saying a second sentence.
He said multiple sentences, first of all. Second of all, continue, Randall. That's what makes
Well,
the
as
show
far
so
as
great.
Archer is concerned, there's a new episode or new season, and it has 80s theme.
It's 80s theme, so you're all over it.
Yeah,
Did you just straight up buy the season?
it's weird. I think it's like 80s futuristic.
Like, so cyberpunk?
So you know, imagine like a movie done in the 80s, but their interpretation of the future, but it still has
Blade
the, like,
Runner?
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, back to Hobbs and Shaw. So his sister ends up. She has a job where she's supposed to. I don't know exactly what her original plan was, but she ends up having to get some sort of drug or what would you call it? Virus, maybe.
Okay.
And Brixton and his team is after it. So when they go to get it, or when her team goes to get it, Brixton interrupts it, and then at the beginning of the movie, you get to see like what he's capable of, which is every time Idris Elba is on screen, it's like it's magical.
Is it because it's like awesome scenes happening, like
Yes.
anime
Man.
scenes happening?
The fight scenes, because like I said, he's enhanced. I told you before, but of course the people on the podcast don't know. His character is enhanced. He's enhanced through machines, or I don't think it's nanotechnology. I just think that his body parts have been replaced with machine parts.
Okay.
So it allows him to do calculations that obviously the human can't do, which is like he can tell the pounds per pressure of a person's punch as they're throwing it. He can tell where the best location to intercept somebody when they're trying to escape him or rerouting or some junk like that. And whenever they show what he sees, it's like a HUD. It's not like Iron Man HUD, but it's a HUD, and it's pretty cool looking.
it's interesting.
So he has this interaction. So I don't know. They didn't go into it, but he has some sort of interaction with his motorcycle that he rides throughout the movie. And it's like I was explaining it. What?
Nothing. I just wanted to look at you, dude.
I was explaining this to you before, but like his interaction between him and the bike, it seemed like he communicates with it because he'll be like in mid conversation and then the bike will just pull up. But like I was telling you before, it doesn't pull up like it's being pulled up like by AI. It pulls up like someone's riding on it. So not only that, the bike can transform, and I don't mean like into a robot, but like it could deform. Like the middle chassis can turn like, I guess that's considered horizontal. It can turn horizontal while the front and the back stays stationary, or they all three, because it looked like it's broken up into three sections, like the front, the middle, and the back. So like while the middle turns left, the front and the back might turn right, so that it can go flat and go under things. So like you see in the trailer is that part where like he goes under the two semi trucks,
Yeah.
and the bike turn like it rotates,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes under it. But he's turning the bike at the same time. So by the time he goes under both semis, he's like immediately making a left turn.
Nice.
And he does some jump where he like goes on the wall or whatever. But it's crazy, man. Like it's very anime-ish. Whenever he's like, whenever they show him in the bike, it's very anime-ish. When he's fighting, it is. I wouldn't say it's anime-ish, but it's just cool. It's just cool choreography, and it doesn't look like he's It's not one of those action movies where like clearly this guy does martial arts. It's not like that at all. It's just like the way they shot it and what he does is just cool.
Okay.
It's just very basic fighting, but it still looks cool.
So do you now believe me? We all need cybernetic enhancements, or
No, so like I was telling you before, if you step back and you look at the larger picture of the movie, the movie is basically about like human beings' flesh versus technology.
right?
Brixton and the people that he worked for believes that technology is the future for human beings, and that this whole virus that they were trying to capture is supposed to weed out the weak people, basically kill anybody who's weak.
Okay, they overstepped their boundaries. I was with them until you just said that.
And then everybody else who survives this virus are the ones who, I don't know if it's by force. I'm assuming it's by force because they're bad guys. Will have to comply to having a body be implanted or replaced with robot parts or whatever.
Right.
Oh shit! They're gonna enroll a cyber initiative and save the Lin Kuei. This is a basically
Mortal
an arc
Kombat?
from Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I found out that I thought it was Mortal Kombat because you said Lin Kuei. If you did not say that, I'd be like, this man's making up a story as we do this live.
That's why I either said that or the Shirai Ryu just to make sure someone knew that I was referencing Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
So the chemistry between The Rock and Jason Statham is like, it's the same like I said that's in Fast 8, but it's also more because now Shaw's sister involved, and like of course it's not over the top. It's not very cliche where it's like, okay, you have Shaw, you had The Rock, and you had a sister. So somewhere along the lines in the movie, Shaw's sister is gonna like The Rock, and they're gonna have a romantic interest. They do like each other, but it's not. It's very indirect. There's only one time when they're having a conversation when it's more direct, but other than that, it's very it's like it's not important. It's like a real life situation, like you're going through this really important situation. They're not going to stop and talk about their feelings and how they like each other. It's not like that.
But I love you.
Yeah, they don't do that, Joe.
Okay, that's good.
So there's several cameos.
Okay.
That I really want to mention, but you said you're going to watch it, so
yeah,
I'm not going to mention it. But it's two good actors that everybody in here really likes.
Okay, that's good.
Johnny Bravo.
I was gonna make a mean joke, dude, but I'm just not.
Nicolas Cage.
I'm gonna say it anyway. No, I can't. It's too bad.
Is what?
Don't worry about it.
Just say it.
I would say it's
Michael Clark Duncan.
No, it's one of the cameos, Paul Walker.
Wow.
Well, you guys wanted it, right?
Jeez, man. No, it's not.
Well, you wanted it, so there you go. Oh my! Funny. I wasn't gonna say how many times in the movie do they say the word family?
They maybe once or twice.
Okay, good.
And the only person that said it was Jason Statham, but because he had to say it because he at the time in the conversation he was talking about his sister.
I mean that's fine as long as there's at least once, then it's a Fast and the Furious movie.
But yeah, what was it? I was reading about the new one, and they were bringing up like things that from the old ones, where apparently The Rock and Vin Diesel do not like each other at all and didn't
No.
share any screen time except for like the fight scene.
Yeah, there's beef, I think, with The Rock and Vin Diesel and The Rock and Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
Why, I don't know the specifics, but that's all I know.
I need you to know these things.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're supposed to know all the celebrity lore. Lore-labrity.
Speaking of celebrity lore, The Weeknd and Bella Hadid are broken up again.
Oh, this album's gonna be fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's my first thought, dude. That was my first thought. Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on with the celebrity rumors, gossip. We're not This isn't Us Weekly, so let's move on.
Joni loves
It could be.
Chachi. Alright, go on.
The cons, Randall, because everything you were saying sounded great. To me, anyway. That sounds like a fun time. What didn't you like about it? What was that noise?
This.
Oh, okay. I don't think he
just
does have
vomit.
I don't think he does have cons. Look at him.
I do.
He loved this movie.
It's just all
Nah, I
racial
didn't-
slurs.
I just thought it was really.
It was just
I
fun.
enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun movie. You can say it was fun.
The part of the movie that I didn't like was may have to do with. I don't know how to put this, man. It's like it's a plot point, so I can't really say what it is,
Okay.
but it
You
just
can say
You can
that
say
you
the-
don't agree with their writing at all times throughout the
Yeah.
movie.
If so, the plot or the writing is the
I just would
screenwriting.
have done the climax, the part that happens in Act 3. That's
Yeah.
like the huge. I just would have went a different route.
Okay, that's fair. That's all fair, Randall.
All's
me.
fair in love and war.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, but love is a battlefield.
And there's like one other thing is that
Yeah, you can do that away from the mic, Brian. Thanks.
Did it taste just as good coming up as it did going down?
Okay.
man, this is another plot point too, so I don't know how to.
Then
It did. So the two things are very specific to the plot of the movie.
Uh-huh.
The first one that I mentioned, of course, is I would have went a different route, and the other one is
You just think it was cheesy or something?
no. I just think it didn't make sense to me. It's like
Like it didn't fit in the movie, or
no, it was just a bad decision.
okay?
It's one of those bad decisions that I always talk about. Like, why would you do this?
Oh, why would the character do that?
Like,
Our mech is analog nuclear.
Oh my god. That movie has
I'm
its faults,
sorry,
but
I
I can.
can't.
That movie has its faults, but I can rewatch that over and over again. Pacific.
It's a great movie. I love that movie.
That's the
But
definition of a
that
fun
scene-
movie. Yeah.
That scene, it just ruins a lot of the movie. Where you're just like, really, you have these giant fucking mechs, and you're gonna piss away the people being in the movie
Mhm.
by saying that. Okay.
It's analog. Go ahead, Randall. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just bad decision making.
One day, Randall, you'll get that movie.
I'm really getting tired of. I don't feel like
It's not grounded enough.
bad decision making. You need bad decision making in order to have drama or to have some sort of
Yeah.
clash. I think that you can have people make sound, intelligent decisions, but bad stuff still happens. You know, that's what makes it scary or intense or intimidating, is because you have people making at least somewhat sound decisions, but bad things continue to happen, or there's still drama, or
Uh-huh. But I don't think you're gonna get that kind of writing in. No offense to the people that work on Fast and the Furious movies, but the audience is get in there, have some fun, eat your popcorn, whatever, and get out. And then talk about, yo, do you see how crazy that drift was? You see that explosion? You see how that train it flipped over the car and then the car back flipped into a transformer? Like that's what we're going to go see. Just spectacle. I don't think you're gonna get it from that kind of movie though. Like if Fast and Furious, if you walked out of Shaw or Hobbs and Shaw and Hobbs, and you said, "Yo, they finally did it. They did what you wanted to happen," I'd be shocked. I would have gone to go see it immediately. Because I would not expect that. When I first saw the trailer for Hobbs and Shaw, I'm like, that looks like a fun movie. I'm going to enjoy myself whenever I get to see it. Same with like, what is it? I think it's coming out on digital soon. MIB International. It's like, hey, let's get the people from Thor Ragnarok and just put MIB on it. So we're going to see wacky alien stuff. The chemistry's still going to be there. It's going to be funny. It's going to be like whatever. I'm like, they're still going to make silly decisions, I'm assuming. It's just going to be fun.
Is it though?
It's just summer blockbusters, you know? Speaking of blockbusters, I don't have anything. I'm so sorry. Well, I guess since we can talk about Evo a bit and how hyped Tekken 7 was over almost everything the entire weekend of games. No, I lied. The Dragon Ball Fighters and Tekken 7 were like the most entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
I would say. I don't even play Tekken that much, but watching it was really dope because there were some people doing some ridiculous plays. And Dragon Ball was basically watching anime in fighting game format. Sonic Fox gets sent
to...
Yeah, and you saw a grown man cry because he was just... I mean, I think it's his first EVO win for Dragon Ball, right? It's only the second year there.
I think that's his first EVO win ever.
Oh, wow. Then there's that.
I'm not sure, though.
So, yeah, those emotions were running high at the end of the
Are you talking about the win against Sonic Fox?
Yeah, that was a very anime, what's it called, dude? Like, he sent Sonic Fox to losers, and Sonic Fox just bodied everyone in losers so he can get that run back again.
And then got bodied again.
And then he lost again. Did he reset it? No, he didn't, right? He didn't get to reset it?
No.
Okay, no, so Goichi just took him out again. But it was close fights. Like, each round was like, it could have gone to anyone. It was the definition of hype. And same with Tekken. What was the guy's name that you were rooting for? Ni? Yeah. I think it was. That became the people we were rooting for by the end of it. And speaking of silly decisions, we don't have it clipped. We don't have video evidence, but Randall was not liking what he was doing on screen. He's like, why would you do that?
Yeah. It was, I don't know. I understand. I think, obviously, Ni is probably a better player than I am because... I think simply because of execution, like his execution is flawless, but I think that his decision making needs some work because I think he's too patient. I think being patient in the fighting game definitely has its benefits.
Do you mean patient or passive?
Patient.
Okay.
Because he's literally in the fight, he's literally waiting for the person to mess up. What he perceives as an error. So somebody else that's looking is like, you know, when is he going to attack? You know, he's waiting for an opportunity that looks like something he can punish really bad. But if he doesn't see that, he just blocks. He's just backdash, sidestep, block, backdash, sidestep, block. That's all he just keeps doing. You know, he might throw a jab out here and there, but it was at a certain point when he was playing with Devil Jin, he wasn't even throwing out any jabs. He wasn't punishing anything. Or he wasn't even trying to make the person whiff so that he could punish.
He was just playing reactionary?
He was just waiting for an opportunity.
Right.
And I guess it because he knew, like, this was the last match. This was the last round.
Yeah.
So...
he didn't want to mess it up.
I don't want to mess it up. And I guess maybe him as a person, he might feel like, you know what, even though I lost, I didn't lose because...
I messed up.
I made a mistake or I attacked when I shouldn't attacked. But at the end of the day, is like the reason you lost is your fault because you didn't do anything else other than block.
He didn't hit buttons, bro. I'm telling you. Now you guys understand me.
I think his play style, it works on people who were too buttonsy or try too hard, like overly do their reads. Because when he was playing against Anakin and he was getting bodied at first, once he downloaded him and saw that he's very like cocky button pressing read based. Him being so patient makes him like, oh, well, now he's going to snap and try to do something, and he does something unsafe, and it worked for him. And to juxtapose the way he plays defensively, Goichi can block everything. But
Oh
even
my.
he knows when to turn it on and actually go on the offense.
Yeah, shout out to Goichi's ability to just block anything that happens on screen. I don't think I've ever seen blocking in that ever like that. There were so many mix-ups and key blasts coming in from every direction, side swapping, and he's like, "Nah, fam, I'm good. Block, block." I can only imagine the camera on his Is he playing? Is he a pad player or a stick?
No, he plays on stick.
I can only imagine there's a camera on that stick. Goodness, it was awesome to watch.
Just blocking left and right.
Yeah,
It's even harder to block on stick as opposed to pad because you have a bigger, I guess,
range of motion.
Circumference.
It's range of
motion in order to block left or rights. So that's also a thing to suck him on.
But I don't want to take anything away from what's his name, Ash, because he also played. His geese is choice.
All his characters, his Kasumi was pretty good. His goose was good.
All right.
He didn't pick I didn't think he picked a third person.
But that brings up another one. Nee played like 7 different characters in that top 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give him credit for that. Javi in the chat with the rocks. Look at him, dude.
Oh shit! Hold on.
But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, he played like every time he played a different person. He's like, "Yo, can we get blind? I think it's blind picks."
Mm-hmm.
And then bam, I see him playing another character, and I'm like, that's beyond impressive. That's like infiltration level of impressive. I wonder if he can play all the characters.
Yeah, even if he can, I mean, if you can play all these characters at counter pick, sometimes a counter pick's not as strong if you just jack of all trades, master of none. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fun to watch. I don't know that much about Tekken, but I main a lot of characters now.
Well, it seems like you're throughout the entire weekend. Brian's like, "Oh, I main this person." Every time you see someone get bodied, he's like, "Oh, I main that other character now." Oh my gosh!
Oh man.
I don't know. That's been my one. I think the biggest reason why I don't actually put more time into Tekken is that there's no Android 16 or Sagat. It's like I have to play him. Shut up and let me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also not Skullgirls.
Oh, he's gonna cry now. Can we we're gonna take a 5-minute break on this spot. The first ever 5-minute break. Oh, it's okay, Brian. It's fine. Oh my goodness.
I think they should let me commentate next year though.
No, you definitely not.
Heck no.
No, you'll be escorted out of the building.
The entire Twitter feed wouldn't even be about the tournament. It'd be about the announcer.
Yeah.
This random announcer named Brian De La Rosa.
Saying the most obscene things about people's grandfathers.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about hot dogs though.
Yeah, and
Eris did.
Yeah, Eris was saying some funny stuff, some weird stuff on them. Like, I don't even know how they're letting him say it.
Oh, but I can't say what I say. That's crazy.
I can say it now. Brian's like, "What is he doing? Just taking a hot dog to the face?"
Yeah. First of all, that's what Eris said. Something to that effect. And I'm like, that's okay. Like, oh man, it's a family show.
Say, he came in his dad with that one.
All right.
Can't say that.
Nope.
But yeah, Evo. I watched a bit of. I think every game minus cross tag. MK. It was high level, but I just didn't care too much.
Mm-hmm.
Smash. I also watched up until losers finals.
Uh-huh.
There were some people that were exciting. There was a Lucina player that basically made everybody eat ass.
Did he end up winning the tournament?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Basically, it's the Smash version of Sonic Fox 1, like everybody thought he would.
Isn't that Zero anymore? It's someone else?
It's Zero retired like Smash 4. He just plays just to play. His name's MK Leo. He played the Joker and he won the tournament. He reversed 6-0'd somebody basically.
Oh my goodness.
Did he play with Anthony's main?
Yeah, with Anthony's main.
I
think he learned the character.
Speaking of new characters, Brian, you got your hands on Hero over the weekend.
Oh shit! See, I'm trying to get out of this whole I main Joker conversation. I played his Hero the Dragon Quest character in Smash. I only played against the MP or the PC or the bots and the Spirit Board thing. He's not really for me. He's really slow. I don't want to try to learn how to speed on Final Fantasy VII when I'm trying to play Smash with the menuing for his down B.
Kelsey will feel right at home, dude.
I do like managing his mana meter, because if you're over there just overzealous with it and just trying to flame somebody and you get knocked off the level, if you don't have enough to do the wind one back up, you just have to fucking
that
die
L?
there. Yeah.
You say that now until I repeatedly just flag you over to the left until you have no more mana.
But I can just let me see. I'll be fine. I'm not gonna play him. I think me playing him there was enough for me to realize it's really not for me.
Got it. He looked interesting. Every time I asked, he was when Sakurai was Sakurai.
Mm-hmm.
That his name? Okay. Was showing him off in that video. I'm like, he looks really cool. Like a lot of thought was put into designing how he plays.
Yeah. Like his gameplay design is interesting, but it's meh playing as it for me. It's not a big boy trying to slap you off the level with some grabs, and it's not zoning. So I'm like,
It's not
it's not for
Incineroar.
me. Yeah, it's not Incineroar, and it's not DDD, who's a mix of both things I like.
Got it.
And apparently I made Zelda, according to a friend of mine I was playing against.
Oh, okay. That's new.
But Anthony says I made
No,
Marth,
I
so I guess
no, I
gotta stay
don't.
with
Okay.
Marth.
Speaking of Marth, Kelsey, you kept playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. How was
This
that?
guy's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Must be a joke, I mean.
Oh my god.
Oh man. No, I mean so far it's really good. Like, I confirmed who I thought the Flame Emperor was gonna be, and
Was he like an elusive person until like a plot point came around, or?
now it just the way that they played it, it made it seem like this is exactly who it's going to be.
Okay.
And what do you call it? They finally came out, and like you find out who it is, and so
Gotcha.
you're like, okay, it's what I figured. And I don't know if it's just because of the house that I'm playing. I think Bryant found out that because of the house that I'm playing, the plot kind of splits in a couple of different directions.
Okay.
And so I'm at a point now where I actually have 3 different saves at certain points in the game, because it comes up and it says explicitly, your choice will drastically change the way the game the way the story
Unfolds.
goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm doing my playthrough first, and then I'm going to go back through and do
See what the other options are.
playthroughs. Yeah, and see if it changes it up, and then I might have to play through a 4th time in a different house to see what kind of stuff changes.
If it's drastically different, that's really good, because most of the time it's like, oh, this person just doesn't arrive, or usually minor things. But if it's explicitly saying it drastically changes, I like to know
Well,
how big it is. So I guess when you get to that, let us know.
I can imagine it's pretty big with the things that are going on with it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it is quite a difference.
Okay.
Because it kind of swings the story one way or the other. You're not like...
Is it like political thing, or?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, most likely then. That's cool. I don't have a cool transition. Dang it.
To what?
Anything. He was talking about stuff, none of it. He didn't mention anything I could do anything. So Brian, speaking of Evo, we did watch the first top 8, which was Under Night in Birth, and then EXE late open bracket
Latest.
ST
What's
closed
latest?
bracket. Now I'm reading everything that's on there.
Oh, okay.
So silly. Let me before you start, Brian. People who make fighting games, anime fighting games, these names are not cool. I don't like them. Stop it. Thank you.
What?
These freaking names, dude. What is EXE colon space late open bracket ST close bracket? That's the name of a
EXE
game for you,
latest,
dude.
That's what it says.
How am I gonna tell Grandma Goodings I want to get the new Under Night in Birth? Don't get the expansion, Grandma. Get Under Night in Birth EXE colon late open bracket. No, stop it.
Yeah,
It's
that's what it
trash. All right, don't stop doing this.
Because if you say that, then she like passes out from overload of information. Then you take her money and you buy it.
It's not cool. What happened to Infinite? You know. or Arcade
die.
Edition. All right.
Turbo
Super
Honda,
Toyota Honda.
Yeah,
Edition.
I'd rather
Super
have that.
Toyota, Honda,
Suzuki, Mitsubishi, Subaru. Yeah, championship. Don't go
EX
down under
Plus
edition. Like, what's going on?
2 Hyper.
Hyper's a cool one, dude. Hyper edition. Nah, fam. Late open bracket, ST close bracket. Okay.
The next one is CL, like.
They added more things.
RL. Yeah, it's like clear now. Something like that.
It ain't cool. I don't think it's cool. Stop. Thank you. That's my PSA. Go ahead, Brian. So you played this alphabet.
Yeah, in honor of a Evo weekend, they made some games. They discounted I think every game that was at Evo, like the main games, and they made some of them free to play for the weekend. So I tried Unial, or this one's Unist. The original one is abbreviated Unial.
Yeah, are you getting this, Kelsey? You jotting this down?
Oh man.
I don't make the names. I just say what they are.
Go ahead.
I really enjoyed playing this. Maybe it's because I came from playing Dragon Ball FighterZ almost exclusively as a fighter for a while. It's very in terms of inputs and combos, they're fairly simple. To the point where it's kind of dumbed down my execution.
Okay.
I joined this game. Visually, it's pretty. I listened to the music for a bit. It's pretty.
You're pretty.
Oh shit! He's gonna make me nut.
Okay. It's supposed to be a teen-friendly stream.
It's not. Let's
there's
be
a
honest
lot
with
of-
ourselves here.
There's a lot of subsystems in the game that makes it very complex. There's your meter. There's a grid system, which I don't really understand completely, but it makes the game feel like tug of war while you're fighting.
Like a rubber banding
there's-
effect? Did he
There's-
freeze?
there's a-
Okay.
No, I don't know what the hell you're trying me to say.
Frozen thought.
Like the thing just, look like
Right,
when Mario.
it's
Is it
not
like
frozen.
Mario Kart? Like when you get too far away, it speeds your car up.
No, it's nothing like.
Okay.
No, it's nothing like that. You're basically either you're moving. I think gives you grid points. The system's called grid, and I think charging up energy, which is a special button you use, charges up basically like a key charge. I think moving forward, attacking, maybe even blocking gives you grid points, and I think every 15 seconds in the match, whoever has more points gets a buff. So it kind of incentivizes just doing something. Like instead of just being passive and just sitting there doing something to try to get this buff that can, I guess, make or break. There's some system called Vorpal. Vorpal, and then it's like veil off that works kind of like it works kind of like, I guess, Roman cancels from Guilty Gear, where you can press it and you stop doing whatever you're doing and continue whatever you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can charge some moves like heavies. They'll change the attributes of a move. If you do a motion for a move and you press the heavy, it's like an EX, and I think you spin bar. There's a lot of like subsystems there's like push block with meter though, like Guilty Gear. There's so many systems in the game that I guess it can be intimidating if you're like, oh, this game's pretty. Let it be my first fighter, and then you're just like, what the hell's going on? And why is this anime lady with huge fucking arms just grappling me to death?
Related to Android 16.
Yeah, this game, it feels really well done. Like, it feels really polished and optimized in terms of gameplay. The combos, I was doing the missions or trials to learn a character that can... I'll get into that actually first. The character design for each character, nobody feels the same.
That's good.
Everybody feels... Just like the Guilty Gear games, everybody feels like their own thing. Like, there's no overlapping characters, like 5 Gokus in the same fighting game. There's a...
You mean 7?
Is this Dark Systems?
It's French bread.
Oh, okay.
Remember we saw it was the first top 8 we saw with
Yeah.
the anime.
That teleports that I said.
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah, that's what you mean. I think Arc Systems maybe published it. I think I'm wrong there. But yeah, there's character archetypes that fit anybody. There's like that emo kid with daggers that can teleport and do basically hate energy. There's a There's a girl with, I think, headphones on. She uses like a spirit snake thing as a whip, and that's her weapon. There's a kid who has spider arms on his back, and he does very deceptive movements and tries to keep his prey in the webs. There's a character that I was playing as named Chaos who has like a summon. So you fight with yourself, and it's kind of like a puppet character where you're playing as yourself and another entity. Then you're basically fighting with both.
An update on the developer and publisher. Arc Systems published and actually worked on it as well, alongside French Bread and Ecole Software.
I'm trying to think anything. There's a little girl named Mika who has big robot arms and is a grappler. So there's like a maid who has basically a persona. There's so many different characters that if you saw them, like you wouldn't mistake them for somebody else. You're like, is that evil Ryu or is he regular Ryu? You know, everyone's their own thing.
Unique is probably what you're looking for.
Yeah, unique. I tried each character a little bit, and most of them were fun. It wasn't like, oh, fuck everybody but this character. The combos, because they require effort, I don't know, they're really satisfying to look at, but they're just as fun to execute. Overall, I just really enjoyed the game. If it was a little cheaper, like if the sale was more drastic, I probably would have bought it. My only reason why I'm not buying it at the current price is because since it's one of those niche anime games, I don't know how big the fan base is or how big the player base is. It seems like I've been hearing that it's got a resurgence after everybody seeing how fun it was at EVO. So maybe more people will be playing it, and especially since they announced another version for the game, that might incentivize people buying and growing the player base, so maybe I'll get it.
What's the name of the one they're releasing, Brian?
Under Night in Birth EXE Clear or something like that.
Okay, no symbols in between letters?
No, there is. It's like, okay, it's Under Night in Birth, and then I think it's brackets again, then CL, and then like a tilde, and then R. And then it closes the bracket. Oh, it's just a dash. It's not a tilde.
Okay. Did you get to play online with it at all, or does it support online?
Yeah, I played against Johan.
How was the network?
Netplay. It was
Netplay.
The netcode was fine.
Sorry, that's what
maybe it's because we're in the same state.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why it was so good. I didn't play against anybody else, but it felt like it was like offline.
Okay. And then Kelsey just ruined my transition because I set you up for that, and he's not even there. So that's great. I was gonna say, speaking of online, tell us about Black Desert Online.
Oh shit!
I'm like 6 steps ahead of the world. Randall, since it seems like you're ordering something from Amazon, tell us about Drake Care Package.
The songs that I have on there, I felt were the best songs that I like.
So Dreams Money Can Buy, The Motion, Trust Issues, 5 a.m. in Toronto, and Paris Morton Music. You're missing 2 very essential songs on that list, Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Which ones?
And it's How About Now and Days in the East.
I didn't like How About Now. I mean,
you're a bum.
I wouldn't say I didn't like it. It just wasn't like, it wasn't in my top list. I say that. And what was the other one?
Days in the East.
I don't remember how that one goes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. You don't remember it? What?
She didn't make tea for him then.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, the Erykah Badu. When he said Erykah Badu made tea for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I was the boy, I was the boy already. Oh, those 2 are like
already.
Yeah.
You should go back and listen to the content in those songs, because he's saying stuff, dude. He's saying stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, like the thing is, that's like a package, like a bunch of singles he released a long time ago, and then he just put it out in one album and called it Care Package. That's why we're telling you about these 2 specifically, because he dropped those singles a while back, like back when I was still working at Carly.
Years.
That's how old How About Now is.
Well, that one I know about because I've even heard a remix to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then same with Days in the East, I think. We got Picked Turtle following us. Thank you for the follow. Let's get rocks in the chat. You're forever immortalized in this episode. Yeah, I guess he's not back, so there's that.
But my favorite song was
5 a.m. I mean, you put 5 stars on it. I don't know how many out of how many stars, but you
Out of
put 5
5.
stars.
5 out of 5.
Did I
Okay.
care about 5 a.m. in Toronto? There's two of them with time zones and places, and I'm trying to remember which one I didn't give a shit about.
I like that one.
It was that
definitely
one.
has that 80s feel.
I gotta listen to the rest of it. All I did when it came out on Friday was just add "How About Now" and "Days in the East" to my library, and I haven't listened to the rest of it. So I think
went
I've heard
back
the motion before, but
Yeah,
and
you've
trust
heard
issues.
the motion. The only ones that I was like, yes, I need to add these were Dreams Money Can Buy, The Motion, and then obviously, oh, I think I'm ugly. Oh, there go 5. That was How About Now, Days in the East, and 4 p.m. in Calabasas. I didn't care too much about 5 a.m. I don't think it aged well for me.
Okay.
But 4 p.m. Calabasas, even though there's like a Diddy diss in there, it felt like a Diddy bop, like the old shit.
It might have been on purpose.
Probably.
Perhaps. I mean, he's maniacal that way, you know? What did you say, Brian, about the netcode and under whatever? You liked it? Cool. Speaking of online, Kelsey, tell us about Black Desert Online. If you were here like 20 minutes ago, that transition would have worked flawlessly. But you got up and left.
Sorry, we got an email from the inspector for the house that we moved into,
Yeah.
saying that we hadn't paid our balance and we're over 90 days past due, and we're like,
That's incorrect.
okay. So, and I took a shower when I got home from work, and I put on different pants, and I apparently didn't have my phone on me, and so I was Shannon comes in and was yelling at me because I never answer the phone whenever she calls.
I wonder why.
And she's like, "Did you pay him?" And I was like, I pulled up my Venmo and I was like, "I'm pretty sure I did." And I found the picture, and he was like, "Congrats on the house." And I was like, "Okay, I did pay him." But Black Desert Online, I mean, it's really cool. There's a shit ton of stuff to do in this game, and there is a lot to learn.
So the question is it stuff you want to do? Or is it like Dungeon Fighter where it's like, beat this level, now beat this level harder, now beat this level harder still?
I mean, I think it's a lot of fun. Like, it's basically kind of just, run around and you do tedious quests and chores like you do in any
Yeah, that
MMO.
comes with the territory. I know there's going to be like errands and stuff,
but there's like they make it so that you can grind through the beginning and get to the end game almost immediately.
That's good.
I started 2 days ago and I'm already level 50, and I really haven't been playing that much.
What?
So they have this new stuff out where I don't know if it's new, but it was, I have these tickets that I was able to buy through that you get like loyalty points for like one of the first quests.
Okay.
And you get 100 of them, and you can buy 52 or 53 tickets that give 530% combat and skill XP for an hour.
God.
All right. I've only used 3 of them, and I didn't start using them until level 20, and I got to level 20 in a couple of hours. The gear stuff doesn't have level requirements, so once you get one character up there, you can buy a gear set for your other characters
and just apply it.
And yeah, that's like end game stuff, and so you could just really like cruise through beating the snot out of everything.
I like that. So if you don't want to go through all the grinding and stuff, or like the story stuff, you can just run right through it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of all of this. All I did when I played was literally, I think Javi and I spawned in different areas, so we found each other once and then did the missions on our own, and somehow I ended up buying a bunch of houses, and I started fishing for like 7 hours. That's all I did.
So they have it's a lot like RuneScape in the sense that there's a lot of secondary trades that you can do, like fishing, hunting, gathering, farming. Hang on.
I think it's considered real estate, but I just kept buying buildings and putting shit in it.
So buying the buildings just gives you storage in those towns, so that you can, because you can store everything in like you have like a storage center in each of the towns, and then you have your own storage center in the houses that you buy in the towns. And you don't have like instant access to it, I don't believe. I think you have to like, if you wanted it to transfer from one town to the next, you have to actually tell it, hey, I want you to deliver this, and then it takes a little while for it to get here. There's a ton of stuff to do. Like I'm definitely having a lot of fun with it. I think the biggest thing that I like about it is it's not like World of Warcraft where you're just like, or most MMOs where you run around, you target something, you press a skill, you press another skill, you do some basic attacks without like actually doing anything, you press another skill, and you just repeat. This one you actually have like combos. Like you actually get to input different button presses to do different things, and if they link together, it'll keep going. If they don't link together, your character will stop there and just be like, bro, you gotta do something? Like, come on. Because there's been tons of times where, because I'm playing a mystic who is like she's like a fist fighter, and so she uses just basically her fists for everything.
Okay.
And she's very tanky, very, defensive with a lot of AoE. And there's a couple of combos that if depending on if you're pressing like forward or backwards, she'll start doing different punches. And then if you're like, sometimes I catch myself like holding the forward button and then trying to do a combo, and then she'll like sit there like this because she like goes in with the elbow.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, come on. Fuck, and then I have to like stop and do something and like press another button in order to get her to actually do stuff. Their currency system is super interesting. Like it's everything is in the millions, literally everything. Like you trade gold bars for like hundreds of thousands and millions of silver.
So the economy is like the baseline is hundreds of thousands.
So in order to buy a really nice set of gear, is 400 million silver. In order to buy a really nice weapon, 400 million silver.
What the heck? That's weird.
But I've only been playing for 2 days, and I have like 75 million silver. Okay.
Oh, okay. So they're very generous with it.
Pretty much. Like a lot of the stuff you sell on the market, like everything sells for more on the market. You have some shit gear, sell it on the market for 25,000 silver. Like
and
everybody's
buy
looking
it.
Yeah, because people are like trying to buy, different gear for different characters so that they can, start leveling them up without having to go through the quests to get it and it taking longer.
Gotcha.
Some of the lower level stuff, most people probably won't buy, especially if they've been playing the game for a while.
Uh-huh.
But like you can auto fish, and so you just like you sit there, you fish, you stand there at the water, and you tell it to cast the line.
Okay.
And then after a minute or so, a picture of a fish will come up and say, "Hey, you got a bite." If you do nothing for 3 minutes, it'll just capture the fish for you, and then fish again.
So you can just have it running? Like you can just, hey, I gotta go to work, leave this guy fishing, come back with like 30 fishes? Yeah.
So and like you have
I'm not liking any of this.
I think that's the only one that you can auto, because all the other ones I think are pretty active. Like you have gathering, fishing, hunting, cooking, alchemy, processing, training, trade, farming, and sailing.
Wow, that's a lot of jobs.
I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any of them if you don't want to. Fishing's been great because you have a chance to get really good fish, because fish is used for cooking and a couple of other things, and you can trade them at the market for like several thousands. There's a fish that's apparently worth 5 million silver.
Wow.
My buddy was telling me about, but he hasn't seen it, and he's been doing this for a while, and I've obviously never seen it.
You sure? I'm sure by tomorrow you'll find it. You'll happen to run across it.
So there's also these, like, when you're fishing, there's a chance to get like random things. Like I found a conch shell that was worth 2.5 million silver. Okay. Because of what it did. I found a whole bunch of these little fragments that were worth 1.5 million. So I was able just to sell those, and then like I haven't bought any gear yet because I haven't, obviously haven't gotten enough money to like buy a really nice set.
Gotcha.
And so I'm just holding on to it. The other thing is that it's all done through like an auction, not like an auction house, but like a preset price market. So to help prevent people from just inflating the fuck out of items or selling them for virtually nothing. Like there's a span between how much you can sell things for, but it's all preset based on the number of things that are already up there and the price at which people are buying it for. So you can and you can like whenever you hover over an item, it'll tell you what the market price is. So if you find something and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then it says it's worth 5 million silver, go to the fucking market and put it up there.
And get some money.
Yeah.
This was like real life stock exchange tips.
These are life tips. I hope everyone's writing this down.
And then the other really cool thing is, well, sort of cool, sort of not. I think it's what helps really like keep the game from being like bloated.
Okay.
You can't give people items or money. Like you are your own person. Everything you find is yours unless you're like buying and selling it on the auction house or from vendors.
Okay.
And I think it really helps prevent people from just being like
just cheesing
over,
it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like I mean, you can cheese your own characters. Like you can,
But I mean, but you've earned it because you can buy a gear for him and then just give it to that character. But if someone who just started has done nothing on the game, you're not going to give them a free pass. Is what they're trying to do.
And there is technically a way to do it but it would cost a lot of money for whoever is like trying to transfer money to that person. But it's one of those things that is, if you really, really wanted to spend the time, you could have the person get on, buy an item, or do some stuff and get an item, put it up on the market for max price for whatever that item's value is, and then go and buy another item at a similar price, and then set that at the max, and then have the person that you're trying to transfer the money from continuously just buy it at max price because nobody else is going to do it.
Oh, so each item has, so you really can't cheese it then, because each item has its own max price you can set.
Yeah, that's what helps with the inflation. There's a max price and a min price that you can set, and then people just sell, like they can put in orders. So say you wanted to buy like a very specific weapon. I mean, there's tons of them up there on the market, and there's a range at which people have listed them that you can go ahead and buy it. But you can also say, I really don't want to spend more than
X amount.
So say if it's like a $500,000 silver weapon, and the range is between 550 and 450. You could put up there that you have an order in for 450,000, and if somebody is just like, look, I really just need some quick cash, I've got this. There's a guy that's looking for it at 450. Yeah, I'm undercutting myself by 50 grand, but I just need the money, Yeah. Then they could just click on it and sell it directly to that person.
He's got a drug addiction,
the money.
And he just needs the cash.
Yeah,
Okay.
And so it's actually a really cool system. And then once you hit level 56 or 57, you awaken your character to you get like you do get a different weapon that you get to start doing stuff with, and then you like change up your skills and all this stuff. Like the system's actually really cool.
So then I guess my question is, how's like the moment to moment, like if you're playing with people, I guess, is there like co-op lobbies, or is it you just meet each other like Brian says in the wild, and is there instances, or like what's
I think you can party up.
You can party up.
Okay.
I think there are instances depending on like how you're running around. They have a ton of servers that you can choose from. Like there's like, I don't know, probably 25 different servers that you can choose from. So if there's like a really busy server, or if you joined a PvP server and you don't want to deal with it, you can just switch to a different server. I think in order to play with your friend in a party, you have to be in the same server.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure everybody just kind of runs around outside, and if you happen to run into people, you happen to run into people.
Got it.
I think some of it is instanced so that you're not just like you don't have like a ton of people that are doing the same quest, taking all the kills and things.
Okay.
There's one thing I didn't like about the game is that so anytime there's a game with character creation, I always make one of as many classes as I can for each slot that I have. And then I came back to the game. I was gonna play it when it was a free weekend with more people. Like, yo, this character looks ugly now. Let me delete him and make another one. I think it takes 24 hours before the character can be deleted and make another one.
Wait, you said it was a free weekend? I thought it was free to play.
No, the game itself is $10, I think.
It is.
But it's not sub-based. It's buy and you own it.
For $10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Because what they do is they have a lot of in-game purchasing. Like there's
right.
stuff you can buy in-game.
Like in-game currency and stuff.
Yeah.
What the game felt like to me when I played it a while ago is basically a non-instance based or instance centric Vindictus, where like it's really pretty. The combat's actually by doing inputs instead of, all right, make sure your 3 isn't on cooldown, and then you go from 3 to 4, and then like that, just like the 7 layers of fucking skills that you loop through constantly until something dies. It felt like I was actually like fighting things.
I remember playing Vindictus with Brian a long time ago, and that was fun to play because it was very action oriented and real time action. Anyway, is that how this plays? Then better or worse than Vindictus?
Combat wise, I still like Vindictus more, but this one it's not like the WoWs or the Final Fantasies. It feels more it's right in the middle of like full action RPG and then like that kind of combat. At least to me, that's what it felt like. Maybe it's different. I didn't play as a caster. I played as, I think the class has like a sword and a bow. I think that's what I was playing as. I don't know what it's called. But I enjoyed the game. I need to go back into it. I don't know if I'm gonna join you at some point, Kelsey. It's just that a bunch of games are releasing DLC that I want to try this week, so I'm just gonna have to play Janemba.
That's right, Janemba came out this week.
No, it hasn't come out yet.
I said it comes out this week.
You said came out.
You said come.
You would hear come, wouldn't you, Randall? Fucking pervert.
When you said it, I'm like, I hope you regret it, because I would if I were you. But thank you for backing me up. Oh, man. And I think that's it for things we've done for the week, or played for the week. I guess we're going to run through the news stuff real quick. A lot of it's announcements for announcements. But
pretty much.
Yeah, we talked about the DLC for Smash Brothers. Gamescom, there's going to be a conference for Gamescoms this year, hosted by Jeff Keighley. I forgot the date. Dang it.
Isn't it August 19th?
Is that
it? Or is that
it?
just a Stadia thing?
August 19th is that, yeah. Is hosting a live showcase. Yeah, Jeff Keighley will be hosting a live showcase August 19th at... 11 a.m. Eastern at Gamescom. Oh, wow. Let me get to this news. Javi just reminded me of something.
But if you didn't get far in it, then you're still going to talk about it?
I mean, I'm just going to give my... Anyway, August 19th, 11 Eastern. He says there's going to be a bunch of world premieres. There's also a bunch of, here we go. The full list of publishers on Keighley's show includes 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco Entertainment, Bungie, Capcom, EA, Epic Games, Google Stadia, Deep Silver, Private Division, Sega, Square Enix, Sony, THQ Nordic, Ubisoft, and Xbox. Apparently they're going to be during this showcase, so Sony might be showing Ghost of Tsushima, or maybe Last of Us. Bungie's probably going to be showing off stuff for Destiny, unless they have a new game coming up. Capcom, please do something.
When is this?
August 19th. At 11. We're going to be at work. So you got to stream it from work. At 11 a.m.
All Capcom's going to do.
What day does that fall on?
I'm pretty sure it's on Thursday. Hold on. August 19th.
Monday.
Yeah. I said day.
If it was a Friday, I'm taking off.
Yeah.
All they're going to do, Capcom, So you're gonna announce a Resident Evil DLC or Monster Hunter DLC.
I'm thinking
Or
it's Monster Hunter
Chun-Li
stuff.
gets a new costume.
Okay.
And that's all that's gonna happen.
What about a
Bandai
new,
Namco?
No MVC?
Goku?
No.
They gonna announce a new Goku?
It's just that
Capcom
they
doesn't work on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chun-Li gets a Goku costume.
the thing is, there's that Keely's saying that 15 publishers will be making world premiere announcements. So it's stuff that's not out in the public. I'm not saying that it's not going to be more Monster Hunter DLC, but I think it could be something else. Like Capcom could be like announcing another game. Okay, Randall, I don't know, but I'm saying
It's
that's
not
possible.
happening.
You know.
He said world premiere, right?
Yeah, it's
So
possible.
world
Brian's
premiere
just
doesn't
not
mean
going to hold
Marvel.
his breath.
Yeah.
That's all Brian's saying.
Wait, what? World premiere doesn't mean what?
World premiere doesn't mean Marvel from them.
They have other IPs. Is what you're trying to say.
Like what?
A lot, like Ghosts and Goblins,
if they're gonna bring
Streets of
anything
Rage, like
Since they've been bringing Resident Evil back correctly, they have plenty of other IPs they can do that with. Onimusha, they have fucking more Resident Evil games. They have
Darkstalkers.
Okami. Darkstalkers isn't a thing because they don't respect their fighting game community anymore. They have plenty of single non-fighting games that they can resell with a filter on it or whatever and make money off of it. If that's not really a call. If they're gonna announce anything for Marvel, it's gonna be next year once Dragon Ball's dying down a bit. So after their world tour, it's somewhere after that Marvel, because I don't think they're gonna be able to compete with Dragon Ball, especially since they let us down in Marvel Infinite by letting it die. I mean, the game was fun.
2K is going to be there. Activision probably to show off more Modern Warfare. Ubisoft
You guys
probably
don't
to show.
have phones? Fuck that company.
Do you think Blizzard will be on there? I doubt it.
Activision is
Yeah, but usually when like most of I don't know, Blizzard usually does their Blizzard announcement at BlizzCon. Like they usually don't go on these other stages for that. Like they usually do it at their conferences. Like I think BlizzCon is theirs, right? I doubt they're gonna get on games. I think Activision is gonna be like the Call of Duties, the Death. I don't know. We'll see. That's the last thing I want to hear. Some guy go up to Gamescom asking if I have a phone. The heck, Xbox gonna be on there. Hopefully, maybe some more Halo, perhaps.
I think they're supposed to be announcing the next one.
I mean, they already showed that cutscene. Hopefully, they have more. Go ahead, Brian.
I just need them to. Are you gonna kind of a bet? No, it's a good example. What Bethesda did with Fallout 4 when they shut the hell up until they had the whole game done.
Yeah.
That needs to be the standard. Hey, Halo, this is cutscene. That's not the game coming with Xbox that we just showed people talking about and not showing running or it running. Just shut the hell up. When it's done, then you show me.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a common practice though. They're gonna be showing off Death Stranding.
Can't
Hold
let
on.
you do that, Fox.
Yeah, guests including game director Hideo Kojima, who will present a new look at Death Stranding. There you go, Randall. We get to see more of something.
They said Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
They said Bandai Namco's there.
Yeah, Bandai Namco's gonna be up there. Hopefully, they'll announce something.
Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
So there's a rumor. I already said this before. There's a rumor that the people who makes Undernight, French Bread, is a rumor that they're working on a new JoJo fighting game.
You think they're gonna announce it here?
And now you guys told me that ArcSys also helped them make Undernight.
Yeah.
So that means ArcSys and French Bread together are going to be working on a JoJo fighting game, 2D, not no bullshit Battle Arena, hey, My Hero Academia, Kill la Kill bullshit. Leave that with Jump Force in the dead pile. I'm talking about an actual thriving fighting game.
In the dead pile. Okay. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, besides speculation, we really don't have much to go on with that news. Stadia is going to be on. I think, what is it? Oh no, on the same day, just like an hour before that starts. Yeah, so same day, an hour before, so at 10 a.m. No, I'm a liar. Tune in at 10 a.m. Pacific, so it's 1 Eastern. Sorry. Yeah, 1 Eastern. Stadia will go up and show more games. That's nothing. I mean, what we don't know. We can just speculate at this point. At Evo, they announced Guilty Gear not 2020. Guilty Gear that's coming out in 2020, and King of Fighters 15. Blaze Blue at Evo as well. More DLC was announced. Also, you put on here some trailers for games. Anno, Mutant Onum, Mutanium. Randall, I think you would like this art style a lot.
Did you say Guilty Gear already?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I saw it. It looks really cool. If you can jump between like platforms like that, it looks very
like
cinematic.
Last night.
It's not. It's made by Chinese developers. It's like cyberpunk action RPG. It looks really cool.
It looks really cool.
It looks
I really
really
like
dope.
the art style.
When does this come out?
I don't know. They just announced it. Anno Mutanium.
Oh, I clicked it.
It's dope. Watch. You can see like you can walk through the streets, fly, and have conversations, and then the action is like the side scrolling. You can dash.
Is PC?
No, it's on PS4.
Before I watch this, I just want to say that I don't know how their Arc Systems makes their games prettier and fucking prettier every iteration like that.
Yeah, the trailer for Guilty Gear, the new one looks even better than the first Guilty Gear.
The two things they do really well is they do like the feeling of high octane, like everything's on the line when you're fighting. Arc Sys does a really good job with that. You can see in Dragon Ball FighterZ where it feels like the anime. And Guilty Gear always, with the soundtrack and the pace of the game, it just always feels like if you don't hit this button right now, your family dies.
Yeah.
And out of the three characters that they showed, I mean the black guy at the end.
Okay. The Oriental Exorcist I saw on there. It looks like a side-scrolling action RPG, which looks really cool. Takes place in like I don't even know when it takes place, but it looks really good. It's dark and gloomy, but you play a guy with like a sword. It looks really cool. And then today, right before we went live, Disney announced a bundle for their streaming services. You can get Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu for $13 a month.
Really?
Which I thought was really cool. Yeah, they just announced it, but they bundled it all up.
You said 13 or 30?
12. Yeah, 13. It's like $12.99. So it saves you $5 if you were to subscribe to all those separately.
When is it available? Like November, right?
Yeah, Disney Plus launches on November 12th. So that's probably maybe when the bundle will go live. That's a really good deal for those who are cutting the cord. You get sports, all the Disney movies and TV shows, and Hulu, which already comes with a bunch of shows, and like that's really cool. Oh, Javi. So he's asking if I started watching JoJo. I did start watching JoJo because I'm like, what can I watch that's short? Oh, anime. They're 20 minutes long. If you skip the intro, the long extra everything, they're like 20 minutes long. So I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes. The art style is definitely striking. It's very vibrant. Even when the dark scenes, it's very interesting to look at. I'm watching it dubbed so far, and I'm okay with the dub. So
for which one?
Anthony, no.
For the first season of JoJo.
No.
You mean it's English voiceover?
Yeah, I mean there's Japanese available, but they played on in English, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. But anyway, the first 2 or 3 episodes, it's I guess the upbringing of the 2 main characters. I guess it's gonna be the 2 main characters. It's JoJo, obviously Jonathan.
Taylor Thomas.
I forgot his last name. Jonas.
Joestar.
Oh, Joestar. Jonas. And Dio, whatever. All you need to know is JoJo and Dio. JoJo was raised by a quick story, for the first 2 episodes. Raised by a rich, wealthy family, while Dio was not. Dio's father ended up saving his JoJo's. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I was interested in the art style since your first statement about how vibrant it was.
Yeah.
So I Googled JoJo.
That's not for you, Randall. It's
and this is what I see.
I don't know what that is. I haven't gotten there, but it looks like JoJo's getting a fistful of something in his mouth, like someone's punching him in his mouth, literally.
Oh, he's getting fisted?
Technically, but in aggressive, like someone's like they were fighting. But yeah, the character designs are very.
Wait, why did you say it's not for me?
Oh, because from the images I've seen, there's very I guess flamboyant would be the name in terms of character design.
So you mean they have body parts flailing around?
No.
No, it's
No,
just
it's-
very metrosexual, basically.
Yeah, that would. I guess.
Oh. Well, that wouldn't bother me.
Okay, then you'll be fine. Never mind. I'll take that back.
He says.
Right, I'm waiting for him to start and be like, "Yo, I only got like 6 episodes and I can't do this."
He says that. He says that. There's a specific episode that I want to see. I want to watch next to him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord.
But so far, like, talk about the things I like is making. They did a fantastic job of me hating Dio with all the fibers in my being. I don't want to spoil it. One of the reasons, but the first 2 episodes tells you where, like, it shows you where these 2 characters are coming from, what their motivations are, what they will do to do. I guess what all they will do to accomplish what they're set out to do. But yeah, so far, again, only 3 episodes in. I met the 2 characters and I saw what the mask does, which if you guys know it, I guess if you have seen it, you understand. But so far, so good. It's only been 3 episodes, so I can't really speak much on it. So once I finish the season or get like more than halfway, I'll have more to talk about it. But so far, it's okay. It's very anime. That's all I could, like.
The characters look like Fist of the North Star characters.
I've never seen that anime, so have you guys seen that Fist of the North Star?
I've seen clips. I've seen where the whole Nani meme came from.
Oh, okay.
And just the obnoxiously loud laser sound, and then this guy's body explodes. and that's basically what it is, like fighting. Was his name Kenshiro, the main character?
Yeah.
But so far, so cool. So good, so cool. It looks good. I mean, I'm sure the Japanese voiceovers sound probably better. It's just I just don't want to. If there's dub, I just watch it because I don't want to read and look. I just don't want to read. Like, show me and like I want to hear the voices. I want to like see the animations without having to move my eyes, quick like speed read, and then I don't know. I just enjoy it. I don't need the unless I need subtitles. I don't need it if there's dub. You know?
The sub voices I got 5 minutes into the first episode, like, no. I was told the dub voice was bad, and then I was like, let me give it a shot.
The dub voice in most of them are terrible.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could tolerate it. But yeah, Dio within the first episode was like on site. If I see this guy, if I see someone cosplaying as him in MegaCon, dude, I'm gonna fight him. Like, who would get behind this character right now, dude?
JoJo.
3 episodes in, I don't know who.
Like, you're not even listening to it in the sub version. That's how he says JoJo. No matter where he is, he just goes JoJo.
That sounds funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep watching it. It started off very anime. I'm sure it's gonna continue to be very anime. You know. That's all we got, guys. Any
That's
movies?
it?
That's it. This movie. I'm gonna see what else.
Janemba comes out.
Yeah, I was gonna go through what's releasing. I didn't see any games coming out, but if there's DLC that's coming out, let us know. August 8th, you said?
Yeah,
For Janemba. Anything else coming out this week? For game DLC that you guys know?
I mean, early this week already, E Honda, Lucia, and Poison came out for Street Fighter 5. I installed the game, haven't played it yet. We'll see if I play it sometime this week. I don't know.
Gotcha. This
The
week.
update for Hades came out too.
This week as well? Oh, yeah. For the movies, we have The Kitchen. That's like looks cool. Looks like it's 3 mob women taking over Hell's Kitchen. The rest of these I have no idea. So, for games, not really anything that I saw in there that I can speak on. And then for music this week, wow, Electric Youth, Half Alive. Wow, does that? Please tell me that's not an I. It's an L, right? Marlka Heckman. Rara Riot. Rick Ross drops his album. Slipknot. That's Slipknot with a space. Slipknot. Strung Out. The Regrets. Tori Kelly and Why.
That's the name of my band.
That's yours?
Yeah, why?
Okay, because I'm asking. Anyway. With that terrible joke, this ends ADLR Podcast episode 58.
The best name for a band is Bob Bob.
Is what?
What?
Bob Bob.
Bob?
Yeah.
Do you mean Sex Bomb?
Yeah.
Doesn't even know.
He doesn't
dude.
even know it, dude.
He doesn't even know.
I'm like,
dude.
what are you talking? What's Baba? I'm thinking, are they jazz? Like, what? Who is that?
He's such a Gideon.
Wow.
Oh, if you want to support Gideon and all his antics, you can go to patreon.com/ADLRplays or go to extralife.adlrplays.com if you want to support. Not support, if you want to donate to Extra Life Charity. My proceeds go to the Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. And as always, you can go to topics.adlrplays.com if you want to suggest a topic for us to talk about in future episodes. Oh, wow.
Future
Why am I ending it so early?
episodes.
I guess I'm done with the housekeeping, but what are you guys doing this week?
No, it
I was
don't
gonna
matter.
say, I feel like we kind of just. I feel like I was gonna say I feel like something was missing, and then I realized that he was just like, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I'm getting money. You guys get no support. Fucking guy, look at him smiling like he watches JoJo dubbed on.
I do. The heck? Randall, so what are you doing this week?
This week.
Just working on your side gigs?
Work. Regular work and side gig work. And I don't think I have that much side gig work to do. So I'm planning to work on some stuff. I think I want to work on... Oh, by the way, I finished the list.
Okay.
So I can pass that on to you. I think I'm going to work on the animations for the app, and then pass those on to you,
Okay.
which I can probably get done in a day.
Oh, wow. Weird flex, but okay. Got him. Brian's like, yo, why is he so ahead of this time? Go ahead.
I don't know.
I got depression.
That video is beyond silly. Go ahead.
Work on something for me. I
Okay.
don't know what. Which is why I'm trying to get this app done so that it can make the decision for me.
Yeah, Randall, that's... Yeah, okay.
Everybody works differently, man.
Sure, that's what you would tell yourself. Anyway,
Okay.
Kelsey, what you doing this week?
What's up? Let's see. I don't know that I'm actually doing anything special this week. We got some people coming to fix the house. I told you guys about the design oversight that they have here, right?
Yeah,
Your
yeah, you
island
did.
just gaping
Yeah.
into the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're coming back to fix it this week, and then we have an inspector. They're coming tomorrow to fix it, and then we have an inspector coming on Thursday to double check and make sure that they're gonna fix it, or that they fixed it properly. And then
Okay.
they got to fix some other stuff around the house.
You sure
Okay.
didn't just make your house on quicksand?
He's gonna wake up tomorrow and just his 2-story turn into a 1-story. Speaking of
It's actually
stories,
Sorry, it's actually a 3-story house technically, because the base floor is the garage, and the first floor is technically on the second floor.
He said, "Bitch, you got 2 stories. I'm a trilogy." That's what he said.
wait, is
It's
your
actually what I said.
it can still turn to a 1? Like, I don't. What does that change? It doesn't change anything.
It does. Changes everything.
It just means it went further down. That's all.
He said your house is a medium. His is a large.
Oh snap! All
The
right.
hell?
Speaking of large, Brian, what's the rest of this week look like? Living large like you do.
Okay, well,
Got him,
that's
dude.
cap right there, dude.
Go for it, dude.
What's the hell's? What the hell's?
Can you speak English,
What the
please?
hell's today? Today's Tuesday.
Tuesday the
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
6th.
My stream schedule's probably gonna be later than usual because maybe around 8:30 I'm gonna starting because I have to get home.
You're gonna
You're gonna
start.
starting.
Yeah, I'm gonna start starting. As in, I'm gonna starting my stream at 8:30.
Okay, I mean we got it.
Woke. That's your problem, dude.
I always be asleep.
You and the Evo fucking staff are trying to just keep me down. Won't let me commentate. Wednesday, yeah, so you drilled. I'm a mess.
Jeez, man.
It's because Skullgirls is coming back.
Right?
They're launching new servers.
I don't think I want to speak anymore. Launching servers?
I think it's the 8-hour days at work. His brain is starting to deteriorate.
Yeah.
I think it started long ago with the whole lack of sleep.
Yeah. That's what I would. Yeah, that's what I put my money on.
All right, so Wednesday at some point, I don't know if you're gonna. I guess we're not doing Overwatch because there's nothing to get there. I'll either stream fucking ass music,
Hades?
or I'll stream Hades, or I'll stream me playing Street Fighter 5 and realizing poison won't fix the entire game. Thursday around the same time, I'll just probably only be playing as Janemba, see if I like him. Friday, I don't know what I'll stream. You guys will find out when I find out. and I don't know if we're doing anything this weekend. I don't have anything planned for the weekend, so.
All right. That's about it. I'll probably be streaming too. Most likely Battlefield or Black Ops, or I'll find or maybe some Division. I haven't played Division in a long time. I'll probably load up some Division this week. Try out the zoo and some other areas they added. I don't know, man. It depends how I'm feeling. Sometimes I want to sit down
Fire
and
Emblem.
shoot things. Oh, Fire Emblem too. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I have that whole game. That 2 days after I bought it, it was $10 cheaper at Target.
Anyway,
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
when'd you get
I
that
just
gun,
want a
Randall?
free hitbox already. That's how I feel. Like I earned a free hitbox.
I don't think Hitbox is listening, but I'm sorry.
Maybe they would if Randall streamed more.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
I don't see the connection.
You can just Google an answer to your fucking response thing.
That man's been on this timeline the entire I was gonna say forecast, the entire podcast.
Entire Fortnite is on his phone.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I already did the housekeeping, so you guys know where to go. Patreon, Extra Life, topics, all the ADLR plays. Patreon.com/ADLR plays. And yeah, episode 58, and that's a wrap. Next week, if you guys are just here for the podcast, the audio listeners, I guess. See you guys next week. Thank you guys for listening, watching, both.
Clap, clap. That's a wrap.
Oh, right there. That's where I'm ending it.